Good morning, church. Acts chapter 6, day 6. Let's go. So today is like a logistic guy's dream, but not. So today we see the church structure starts to form more. We see that people are chosen and they are delegated daily tasks. And Stephen, not Stephen Drews, is arrested for promoting Jesus. Let's dive in. Today's chapter is a very personal one for me because it really comes down to this. Are you willing to step out in the calling of God? Some of you, that might require a change. For me, it did. It required a change for me to actually step into the calling God had called me to rather than continue what was safe for me. I wasn't always safe, and I'm definitely not safe now. I'm definitely in a place where I am out of the boat, eyes on Jesus, doing the best that I possibly can to walk in that obedience and that calling. But I used to value my own worth over the worth of Jesus in my life. I've been wrong on some doozies in my life as well. But I would have to say that this whole circumstance I found myself in walking in the calling is probably the worst from a spiritual standpoint that I've ever been involved in. Personal comfort should never win out against the structure, the form, and the mission of preaching Jesus to everyone. But it requires a change. In this chapter, we see that the apostles had to make some tough leadership changes. Anytime decisions are made, you're going to find people really on both sides of the fence. That choice was a good choice, you did the right thing, or I disagree with that choice. Anytime there's a change, a structure, leadership, anything, you're going to find people on one side or on the other. It's negative or it's positive. Yet, we already know that the Holy Spirit had fallen on the apostles and they were performing miracles and things were happening in the previous chapter. So why all of a sudden when people see decisions or things that were made by leadership to form as a bad thing? Well, we see in this chapter that's not exactly what happened, because in Acts chapter 6, verse 7, it says, a large number of priests became obedient to the faith. Priests, individuals who were operating in a religious structure already, they became obedient to the faith. Why? Because the structure by which the church was formed was different than what the current structure of Judaism was at that time, the synagogues and how that operated. So a large number of priests became obedient to the faith. Change is always happening, whether we like it or not. It's happening. God has us on a journey, church. Our meditation moments for today. Are you unwilling to change any area of your life? Do you embrace change positively and allow growth to happen, or do you see change as negative? And our prayer point comes from Acts chapter 6, verse 10. We have a lot of knowledge, church. We come from a corner of Christianity that has a lot of knowledge, but what we do with that knowledge requires wisdom. And so today our prayer point is Acts chapter 6, verse 10, that God would bestow his wisdom on each and every one of us. Blessings today, church. I love you.